Evening, welcome to the show where we share our stories, our experiences, the good and the bad. Hey, it's what makes us, us. And what makes this show, your show. Pink Coconut Television. Come and get some. On the desk with me tonight, she shoots and she attacks. We're going to find out if this netballer does all of that off the court too. Plus, a comic artist who doesn't just draw superheroes, he becomes one in the arena of professional wrestling. Plus, all your favorite superstars of the show with all you need to know about all you need to know. And then there's me, and that equals a very exciting show. Thanks for joining us as we welcome tonight's panel, Paula Griffin, Michel Mulipola, and of course the superstar, Sana. Let's get into it. Just very quickly, as I'm looking across the desk, it's quite a, how shall we say it? It's quite interesting because it goes from netball courts to the wrestling ring and then a different kind of court where there's a judge involved passing on judgment. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about too. All right, Paula, let's start with you, the girl from West Auckland's Massey High School.
That's correct.
Do you come from a sporting family?
I sure do. My mum was a netballer slash basketballer when she was younger, and my dad was actually a marathon runner. But I can't actually say I got those genes passed on, so yeah, big sporting background.
So did they try and force you to go follow their footsteps into their sport?
No, not at all. They pretty much was like, you're young, just play everything that you can and then end up choosing which one you want to play, and netball was the one I enjoyed the most.
But surely with those genetics, you must have been one of those freaks that would just pick up any kind of ball and become a genius at it, right? Basketball or rugby, whatever it was. Yeah,
I was pretty versatile at everything, but I was just this really tall girl freak who was too tall for her age, you know, like all the boys were like down here and I'd just be a giant up here. And so growing up, I was like this tall freak girl because I was so tall, but yeah, I love it now. The boys don't mess with me now, so yeah, loving my height and loving having a sporting background.
But at least you can say when you were growing up, people looked up to you.
Oh, that's right. They sure did.
You use that one.
That's right. I like that. I like that. That's right.
How did that affect relationships and boyfriends?
Very difficult. There's no tall guys around these days. Even at school, like I said, I'd be giant and all the guys would be down here. So it was very intimidating, I think, for some boys to even think about dating me. So I didn't have very many boyfriends at school because of that reason.
And now you must have a lot of boyfriends.
Oh, well, there's a lot of tall people around now that are my age, so awesome. There's more to choose from. So.
You must have wished back then when you were younger, if only you could draw your perfect boyfriend. So you could have all the specifics, right? The height, the weight, his shading.
Athletics got to be in there too,
Well, we've got someone who could actually do that. He's a comic artist, Michel. I hear that you got into comics when you found a stash of comics which belonged to your uncle.
Yes, it was comics. I just want to reiterate the fact they were comics, not magazines. They were comics. So yes.
What were you doing snooping around when you found it?
You're a 5-year-old, you know. You're just snooping. You're just going around, you know, doing your own thing, and then you happen to stumble upon a box of comics. And so yeah, so I've been since I was 5 years old. I've been reading comics. So it's like almost 30 years. If you can do the math, then you know my age.
Because
but yeah,
at that young age, because it wouldn't have been the words in the speech bubbles, because it would have been all the pictures that would have grabbed your attention first.
Yes, yeah, it was the colours, it was the action, it was just the characters, the larger than life characters. But it made me want to read, which is why I kind of started reading before, just as I started school, because I wanted to read the comics I had. And so because I had that start, throughout primary school I was always reading at a higher level because I was actively trying to read, and it was because of the comics. So yeah.
With literacy being a huge problem, not only here in New Zealand, but pretty much all over the world, it's a great way to bring, especially young boys, into reading. Comic book. Well, no matter what it is, Asterix, Tintin. Who were your favourite comics and superheroes?
Oh well, I always have a soft spot for Rom the Space Knight because he was the first comic book character I found in my uncle's stash. Judge Dredd, 2000 ADs, but my all-time favourite happens to be Green Lantern.
Why the Green Lantern?
See, well,
the guy just has a ring. So he's married. He's pussy whipped.
let me break it down to you like this. I was first, attracted to his costume because no one was really wearing black. He was black, green, and white. And in terms of superhero costumes, that was different. So I immediately became attracted to the character and his look. But as I read, I realized his ring is powered by willpower. And so whatever he can imagine becomes real life through the ring. And it's very much like art, where I take what's in my head and make it real, just like Green Lantern. And so that's why I love Green Lantern so much, because it very much is the way I create art, by thinking up an idea and then bringing it to fruition and bringing it to life.
I mean, were you into comics growing up?
No, not at all. I was into like Xbox and PlayStation and Sega, Sonic the Hedgehog and all that kind of stuff. So did play a lot of video games, but not so much comics. But have you created like and invented your own sort of superhero?
That's a funny question, because how I got into wrestling was through comic books. I actually created a kind of a comic book about a pro wrestler who was kind of myself as a pro wrestler, who was kind of had like a superhero gimmick. And I thought, it'd be funny as if this character was actually a real life pro wrestler. And so Impact Pro Wrestling in Auckland had the tryout. I thought, what's the worst that can happen? At least I tried out. Yeah, that was almost 10 years ago.
It's funny that you bring up professional wrestling and IPW, Impact Pro Wrestling, because Sana begged me to be on this week's show because she's a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
I really like John Cena. He's really awesome.
Oh yes. I do too. And The Rock, my favourite.
See, and that's what we call WWE fans and not wrestling fans.
But they still wrestle. They still wrestle.
Which brings us to this interesting argument, because what is professional wrestling and what is amateur wrestling? Because amateur wrestling, you compete at the Commonwealth, and the Olympics, and you can win medals for. Whereas professional wrestling's more about the theatrics.
Yeah, well, amateur wrestling's Greco-Roman, like as you see in the Olympics. Professional wrestling is the more theatrical one, the one that was kind of, hey, we're real, for 40 years, and then the information age came about, and everyone's like, hey, you're fake. But yeah, but don't say it's fake, because I will smash you if you don't call it fake. My body does not hurt because it's fake. But yeah, so yeah, it's more the theatrical one with the the lights, the action, the larger than life characters, the big moves, the big
Because it's storyline, isn't it? Because you have your characters larger than life, like you said, but it all follows a pattern because they all build to a big event, and the outcomes are predetermined before you go into the ring.
Yeah, because everyone knows this information. It's not like I'm going to try
breaking news right here on Pink Coconut Television.
I'm sorry to all the other wrestlers out there. I'm breaking kayfabe, but it's pretty much predetermined. In terms of result. So you kind of work towards that. You kind of have to figure out, okay, what kind of story do you want to tell in the ring? And a lot of people don't understand that wrestling's more than just flashy moves and larger than life characters. It's about telling the story in the ring, which is very much what I do in comics, which is tell the story on the comic book page. And so you want to drive the audience and have them feel what you want them to feel by telling the story in the ring.
So it doesn't matter who wins in the NA, because both you and your opponent are telling this story to captivate the audience.
Yes, exactly. I look at it that way because comic books is my main thing. I do pro wrestling because it's fun and I like it, but comic books are my main thing. So I don't care what happens to my character. I just want to go out there, tell a good story and have fun and then entertain the crowd.
It's rigged, kind of like cricket.
It's more real than boxing.
Netball. Yeah. There's no rigging in netball, though.
Oh, no way. No, we're straight up professional in there. No.
You made your debut. You made your debut for the Silver Fence at the age of 18.
Yep.
Were you still at high school?
Yeah, I was. I was very lucky enough that during that time there wasn't that many shooters around. They were all injured and pregnant, so I was the young up and yes, it was great timing for me. But so I was just a young up and coming and went through the right processes to be the next one to get in. So very lucky.
Because
coming from Messi High, I'm surprised you weren't pregnant
in
high school.
This is South Auckland right here.
My sisters went to Messi High.
South Auckland talking. Come on.
So, how were you notified of your selection? Was it a phone call?
No, it was actually NPC, the domestic competition in New Zealand. After that whole tournament, they announced the Fern squad. So we were in the finals, and I was just sitting there, and they read out all these names in alphabetical order, and then they named me, and I was just shocked. Everyone was like, "You go!" You just sit there, and you're just like, "They just say my name," and then I went up and I I was full of joy, had tears, and just couldn't believe it.
And your parents would have went, see, good girl, don't get pregnant, go for the silver fur.
Good girl, you went to the right school, Massey High.
Now, Michel, this question, because, you know, as an islander myself and as a son, my parents were like, yeah, you're either going to be a lawyer, a doctor, you know, or a church minister. Yeah. How did your parents react when you told them, yeah, I want to get into comics and I want to get into professional wrestling?
I've been very fortunate because my mum and my family are quite progressive in terms of Samoan families. We don't really do too much of the Wha Samoa stuff. And so my mum was just like, whatever you want to do, as long as you're happy, do it. And she bought me comics when I was a kid as well. Like, she would take me into work when she used to work at University of Auckland, come into town, go to the comic store, buy me comics. So she fostered my love of comics because she supported it. And, you know, when I get into wrestling, she doesn't like watching me wrestle because she thinks I get hurt, and I do get hurt. But yeah, there's one instance where I got thrown over the barricade, and I went into the crowd, and I somersaulted, and unbeknownst to me, I actually smashed one of the plastic chairs with my head. But I didn't feel it because I'm Samoan. So, so my mum's in the front row, and she comes bolting through the crowd, like coming to check on me because I've just been thrown over the guardrail. And she's like, son, are you right? And here I am, you know, I'm selling in character. I'm like knocked out, and she's like picking me up, going, son, are you right? I'm like, oh, just leave me alone. You're breaking my street cred, kind of thing. And like everyone thought I was seriously injured because my mum had come running through the crowd to check up on me.
Write her in the storyline. Make sure she's in the next show.
Yeah, that was the last time she came to wrestling. She's like, don't you ever do that to me again.
That Michel shares a story about, you know, his parents, his mum being involved. Do your parents come to every single game? Yeah,
they're the parents who fly anywhere, come anywhere with me. They've been such a huge support of my netball career, and I wouldn't be here without them. So yeah, everywhere I am, they are. Any embarrassing moments similar to Michel's involving your parents at a game? Not really, but my ears are really tuned to my dad's voice. So like when it goes silent or if he's always the loudest person, so I can always hear his voice. Like I'm usually good at blocking the crowd and everything out when I'm shooting, when it's close. Yeah. But my dad's voice, I can just hear it. Any crucial moment, he'll be like, "Come on, Paula," or like, you know, "Pack it up," you know. I can just hear it. And but yeah, I love my parents and just so thankful for them. But yeah, they're huge support. So you could be playing in a stadium with thousands of people, but it's your dad's voice. My dad is the only voice I can hear. He has the loudest, like, unique voice. If you heard it, you would just know. That could be a superpower on its own. Yeah, I should give him a superhero name. Actually, he'd love that. Yeah. Yeah, I know with professional wrestlers, it's not just your physicality in the ring, but it's also cutting a promo. So yes. I've been doing my research. Cutting a promo where you're selling the event and you're using your character name. Your character name, do you fight under Michel? No, my character name is Liger. I did start off as a superhero. I was Kid Liger. But then I kind of decided I didn't need the crowd's affection. So I kind of became a man and put aside childish things and just dropped. You're a heel? Because the bad guys are heels. Bad guys are heels, so I'm a supervillain now. And my brother likes to come along to boo the crap out of me and talk smack, you know, and then I choke him every now and then on this, while he's in the crowd, so people go, "Oh crap, okay, don't mess with that guy." But yeah, so my character's name is Liger, and where's that name from? Well, it's influenced by a few things. One of my favorite Japanese wrestlers, Jushin Thunder Liger. You know, I grabbed Liger from there. It's also you know, the largest cat in the big cat family. It's a lion and tiger hybrid. Because it sounds like something I would say like 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Going, yeah, I have another Liger. Yes, and that's why you're on that side of the guardrail and I'm in the ring. That's why I never enter the ring. But when you're cutting a promo, what's your promo voice? What's Kid Liger's voice? Can we hear it? I think I can't do it without a prop, without the mask. So I think it may be a good time. Yeah, bring it out. Wow. He's one we prepared earlier. Yeah. Okay. And what is it with purple?
Oh, that's just one of my 6 masks.
Oh, so you these 6 different outfits?
Yes, designed by me and made in Mexico by a little old man who actually makes luchador masks.
Wow.
So this is legit. You can't buy it anywhere. Maybe in Mexico, but...
So I can't go into the warehouse and
No.
just...
This isn't...
I'll have one of Liger's masks, please.
This isn't the Rey Mysterio mask too, but... okay. No, I'm good.
You're getting really excited. Look at it.
Can I wear it next time?
I want you to look at that camera right there.
Yep.
And just
Color promo?
yeah, cut a promo.
Okay, let's see.
Can you use our names too in the promo?
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Right.
Let me try. In case you didn't know, I am the strong style supervillain, Liger, bred and born on the mean streets of Mangere. And here on Pink Coconut Television, I'm joined by the Cookie Bear, Paula Griffins, and the thing on the bottom of my foot, Jandals. And come Saturday, September 20th, at Battle Scars, presented by Impact Pro Wrestling, at the Mount Albert Memorial Hall by Rocket Park, because I spend a lot of time on playgrounds, you will see how myself, Liger, and the other Liger, the Pride, are a deadly sin.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. My favorite part is you left Sana out.
Don't worry about it, because here's something I prepared earlier. Okay, I got my own promo for today. Do I look gangster or what? Okay, I'm the role. She knows her role. If Jay's out on the field, you can't see me. She's gotta bring it. She's with Team Bring It, the Auckland ITM Cup team. Over to you, Miss J.
Now to the real stuff. I'm here with your favourite team, Jandals, the blue and white hoops of Auckland, and I felt bad in the first episode of Pink Coconut where I pitied your team selection. So just to make it up to you, I spoke to the producer, pulled a few strings to allow me to go catch up with the boys and not you. Thanks for your media pass.
Just getting to know Auckland by the Aucklanders.
Yep.
Jandals is going on a date night this week and he's trying to find a place or something to do with his date.
Yeah.
What would you recommend here in Auckland?
Being the type of person that Jandals is, I would say the perfect place to take his date is Toby's out in Mangere. Probably there's a good spot in Papatoli, Little Atlas. You get some good burgers over there. They probably take him down to the Otahu waterfront.
Nice.
Have a little walk along, see the floating nappies on the water.
So Jandals claims he looks like this celebrity, George Clooney. Who do you think he really looks like?
He does look like George there, but a different George the Animal Steel. He's an old school wrestler. It's like a 5-year-old kid stuck in a 50-year-old man's body.
So who's your favourite wrestler and could you please impersonate this wrestler for us?
My favourite wrestler obviously has to be Samoan man, The Rock. I'll try to do my best to impersonate The Rock, so here it goes. Alright. Finally, The Rock has come back to St. Kitts. My favourite wrestler is The Rock, and you want me to impersonate? Is that right?
All right, thanks, SJ. Catch you again next week. Talking about pro, I just love the mask. And why are you still wearing that cap?
Because I'm still in character.
How can we get involved with IPW, Impact Pro Wrestling?
Well, you can check out our website, impactprowrestling.co.nz. We've got all the details for events, rosters. You know, you'll see some footage as well. You'll see me beating people up.
And these are annual events?
Oh, no, monthly. Yes, so the next one is September 20th at Mount Albert Memorial, War Memorial Hall. I'll be there. I'll be in action, decimating some fool, adding more to my victim list.
So if we're in the audience at one of your shows, you do not want us to call out, "Go Michel"?
No, because I forgot to mention, my pro wrestling weapon is a killer kitty bat. And if you don't want to be on the other end of that, then you'll just hush up. So just
How do you like wrestle and keep the audience out of your ears when they're like shouting out mean things to you?
I'm a bad guy, so I don't care what the audience thinks.
Okay.
But every now and then I'll shut them up. Like, you know, one guy in the crowd was like, "Oh, I've beaten up guys twice your size." I said, "What, like your mum?" And he just went,
Your mum
and so,
jokes.
yeah, mum jokes do work in pro wrestling, and I use them a lot. So yeah, so pretty much I just shut them down by making fun of them and having the crowd go, "Whoa!"
Because that's what they call gaining heat from the crowd.
Getting heat,
Or-
yep. Yeah, and so because I don't care what they think, it means they try and shout at me more because I'm just ignoring them. The more you ignore them, the more they're like, "You suck!" And I'll be like,
You love it though,
Yeah.
eh?
"Oh,
Yeah.
Now, would you
being
get
hated
into
is
it?
the
Would
best
you
thing
get
ever.
into professional wrestling?
Oh yeah. You mean supporting or in the
No,
ring?
no, no. Would you train and become a wrestler yourself?
Oh, I
Is that
like-
something that?
Maybe not as far as wrestling, but I love boxing and kickboxing. I get into that a lot, so I'm not sure if I'd be quite good at wrestling, but I would give it a go.
You must get that a lot though, eh? People coming up and go, "Oh, it's not real, it's fake." It's not like boxing and wrestling.
yeah." We get that a lot, and you know, I tell them, "You try it, really." Pretty much running the ropes hurts. You've got bruises and welts the first few times you're doing it, and that's just running the ropes. That's not even slams. That's just running the ropes, and then when you bump, you usually smack your head.
So why do you do it if it hurts so much? I mean, what's the thrill in it for you?
Well, I compare it to rugby. You know, the first time you get tackled, it's the worst pain imaginable because you don't know what's coming, and then after a while you get used to it, and you know you get used to the hurt, you get used to the pain, you drive through it, and it just becomes normal.
What's your most serious injury that you've had in the ring?
I've been lucky enough that I haven't had a serious injury. I'm Samoan, so I don't get concussions.
Hey.
But yeah, mostly it's the joints that get hurt, knees,
Well, let's
elbows.
compare war stories then. What are some of the injuries
Yeah.
that you've encountered in your netball career?
I'm very lucky to not have a serious injury, but most of the girls in netball are ACLs, broken ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with wrestling. ACLs are
Yeah, ACLs are real big these days.
Yeah, for me, I broke a nail when I was moving the microphone on the radio. But I still worked on. Like I was a soldier.
Oh yeah, that's right. With pro wrestling, if, you know how in UFC, if someone gets knocked out, that's fight over, right?
Yeah.
In wrestling, someone gets knocked out, you keep going through it. You keep
Oh,
you keep
man.
going through the match. One guy shattered his ankle in the beginning of a match and had to wrestle for another 15 minutes.
Okay.
And so yeah, pretty much if someone gets knocked out, you either cover it up, and if they can't recover, you finish the match there. But if they can, you work with them to try and finish the match. So yeah, so people like to say it's fake, but you know, until they try it, they don't realize how much hard work is involved.
Totally off topic. I would love to know what your favourite movie is.
My
Do you
favorite.
like Nacho Libre? Because that's sort of what that movie is, eh?
See,
is it
Oh,
right?
do you find that offensive? Because that's not wrestling. I'm making a mockery of
It's
my
the
passion.
cake, the mask, the cake, you know.
I enjoy Nacho Libre.
Oh,
You know, Ramses is one of my favorite luchadors, Silver King. But my favorite movie, Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah.
Is that Kurt Russell?
Yes.
That's old school.
John Carpenter. Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Okay.
You have no idea, eh? Big Trouble in
No,
Little
but
China.
I pretend like I know what that is.
Good
but
acting.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, well, from movies to shows, and there's a massive show happening at the Margaret Arts Centre.
Yes, at the Margaret Arts Centre, the Blackfriars Theatre Company are putting on their version of Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice, with a South Auckland spin. Set in the vibrant and busy Margaret markets, The Merchant has to deal with loan sharks, legal dilemmas, cross-dressing, and young love. It's described as fun, fresh, and abridged. Shows are from the 3rd to 7th of September at the Margaret Arts Centre, so if you want tickets, grab them at eventfinder.co.nz. I'm planning on going. Something else I wouldn't mind attending is a wrestling match. Hey Michel, I was just wondering, is the next step from here for you WWE?
Well, when I'm wearing the mask, it's Liger. But as for WWE,
Don't hit me.
but yeah, when it comes to WWE, I have no plans to kind of get that far. I have had a couple of friends attend a WWE tryout.
Yeah.
So you know, who knows? Maybe you get a couple of New Zealanders in there.
That'd be great to see, actually.
WWE is the big time in professional wrestling. for netball, you've had a lot of big time moments, eh? The Commonwealth Games, the World Championships.
Yeah, that's right. So Silver Ferns is probably the highest you can go in netball. New Zealand and Australia are the top ranked in the world, so we're always quite even. So yeah, hopefully would want to get back in there one day. But yeah, been to World Championships, not a Commonwealth Games, but we're always after that gold, so I think we lost Commonwealth Games. So.
Yeah, but you've won medals.
Yes, we won medals in the past, and it's just really truly an honour to win for New Zealand, for your country, for your family and friends that have given up their time to support you and be where I am today.
Now, I did do some research because I'm not really a huge follower of netball.
That's all right.
So,
I don't take offence.
All right, so GS, goal shoot.
Yes.
And GA is...
goal attack.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was
you got
got
it.
ass.
Hey, yeah.
GA, got ass.
We can change it to that. I like that.
You like that?
You can only play GA if you got ass. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So if Nicki Minaj were to get into netball.
She would be GA for sure.
She'll
Capital
be
G.
Her ass will be 3 feet long, so they'll have to have an extra 3 feet to give space for the goal shoot.
Have you guys seen the music video to Anaconda?
I have. I couldn't not. Once I heard about it, I just had to see it. Damn.
She got ass.
Yeah. She got GA.
She got GA.
She GA.
Lucky this show ain't GA. What is the rating of this show? PG? It's probably AO
PG.
now, eh? Yeah. Wait, you learn something new every day. Every wrestler has a big finishing move.
Yep.
What's yours?
Mine is called the donkey lariat, and it's pretty much a clothesline to the back of the head, because I run up and I clothesline someone in the back of the head. So very much at the end of the climax of the match, I clothesline someone in the back
So
of
the
the
whole
head.
time you're wrestling your opponent, you're thinking of your girlfriend?
No. Yeah.
What does she think about that?
Oh, she thinks it's stupid. She thinks wrestling's stupid, but she doesn't mind me doing it because...
Does she go to your events?
When she has to take her nephews and nieces, they're into the wrestling and stuff, so she kind of feels obliged to take them every now and then, but she won't come by herself. So yeah.
And what about you, Paula? Do you have a partner?
Oh no, I'm single at the moment.
There you go, guys. There you go. Well, look straight into that camera and then...
That's so cheesy.
Come on, guys. What is
Anyway, roll it on. I think I did my own personal Martin character right now.
Well, we talked about your finishing move. Our finishing move is to end with a song. Now, before I introduce her, special thanks to my guests, Paula Griffin, Michel Mulipola, and of course, Sensational. What is your wrestling name?
Sensational. Sensational is, yeah, she looks like Sensational Sherry. Sherry Martel.
She's too young to know
Yeah,
that one.
I'm like,
yeah, just like King Haku.
find out next week what my name is.
Now, we are celebrating.
Her name is Fired.
We are celebrating Tongan Language Week, so here to take us out is Tati Mahina. Make sure you book us in for next week, Pink Coconut Television. Now, I'm not claiming that I am Batman, but have you ever seen me and Batman together in the same room? No, you haven't. We out.
He